blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry, one artist at a time.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Sharita, and this is Blaster, powered by Blast Music 24/7. Today, we have the esteemed pleasure of interviewing one of the hottest groups in the world, Betty's Nuklear, and we have the frontman, the face, the voice behind Betty's Nuklear, Chad Abnett.
Yes.
Hi. Hey, what's going on?
All good here in the South. How about you?
Oh, man, I'm doing well today. I appreciate you coming on today and speaking with us. I know the time difference and whatnot was a challenge, but we appreciate you being here with us today. Let's start out. Go ahead.
Oh, I said thank you for having me. It's awesome. We have been working really hard to just get out of our country and, push forward. And thank you for making that possible today.
Oh, man. You guys are so talented. In preparation for speaking with you today, I was able to go into you guys' music, delve into a few videos. I'm not going to do all the talking. I need for you to tell me all about Betty's Nuklear. I will start by saying you guys were established in 2021.
Yeah, 2020, 2021. It was a gray COVID area.
Okay.
But
so
yes,
it was definitely a product of COVID.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. So are you familiar with all your bandmates, or y'all just fell into place, like just knowing each other from the scene in George, South Africa, Dean Clark, Anthony Botha, and Shane Carew, right?
Well, now it's actually Wesley Swart is our new drummer.
Okay.
Yeah, Betty's Nuklear started 2020. After COVID destroyed everyone's normal lives, we all returned home to George. So we all from all over South Africa, but if you ever visit George, if you get the privilege, you'll see it is just a beautiful place to be. So after all the chaos and just discomfort that COVID brought everybody, it made sense for us to come home. And in that, us all being musicians, I was studying music in Cape Town.
Okay.
And also was forced to come back and find something. And Dean, myself, and Shane Carew went to school together. We also studied at the same college, not at the same time, but we studied together as well. And so we were always we knew that we were friends, but we didn't spend too much time together, but we knew we played music.
Right.
And from there, we were like, okay, guys, are we going to sit at home like everybody else and go mad, or are we going to do something about it? And we just started jamming, and it took its own shape. The personality was formed. Anthony Botha was part of my previous band, Code 106, and we walked that together. So him and I have been together now for about 6 years, actively making music. And yeah, so the first year was pretty crazy because all the the restrictions and all that, and we just wanted to be a rock band, and the world did not allow it, and yeah, it was frustrating. So we
Right.
would play, yeah, we would get together at Shane's house and practice every day, and just play in a bedroom until our ears were ringing,
Oh
and
wow.
until one day we were like, people need to see this, even if it's illegal. I don't care anymore, because what's the point? Why are we doing it?
When you
So,
may I stop you right there? You said illegal. What do you mean?
because with COVID and the gatherings and
Oh,
those
got
things,
you.
we were very restricted in South Africa.
Mm,
It was very, very unpleasant, and because the country likes playing political games, there's always something extra when something goes wrong. Every country plays, but this country just plays it not too well. So everyone notices it, but no one does anything about it. So we
yeah.
were frustrated in the political turmoil,
Mm-hmm.
and started interacting with the people that were equally frustrated.
Right.
Um, and we hosted our first event in 2020 in our drummer's driveway in the front yard, basically.
Good for you.
And
That is really, really unconventional, but it worked. Did you draw a crowd?
yes, we did. It was crazy. Like, obviously, like we were new at it, and we didn't host many events, and there were legalities and all those things that we weren't really phased about because we didn't really know. So we're like, well, it's on my property. Do what you want.
Right. Right.
That was the attitude
Right.
we kind of went with. Like, fight me if you want to fight me. I'd rather fight you than sit on my couch and do nothing every day. So let's fight.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
So
we did it. Success, and people came through. We hosted a little event. We got a few other artists, and we had a whole little lineup, and we partied until the police came, until there were neighbors shaking the gates, swearing at us. It was beautiful.
wow.
And
Absolutely.
there the energy was born. It was like, yes, this is what we need to do.
Right.
We need to
Right.
agitate, pain, and yeah, and then inward perfect on our own terms as well. But yeah,
Got you.
so that was the kickoff. And just like I'm gonna quickly zoom out into the bigger picture. In our time from then till now, we are now on our third drummer. So our first drummer, Shane Carew, got into a motorbike accident of
Oh.
our like second year, and like a really bad one. He is alive, but he hit his head real hard.
Mm.
So he's still in his recovery phase. It's been 2 years since that accident now. And yeah, but we're still very good friends. We're still there. I still have band
Yeah.
practices with him to help him get back on track.
Yeah.
So that was, yeah, he's our founding drummer. Shane deserves a good word.
That's right.
Yeah, and then second was a friend of mine that I studied with in Cape Town, and that run didn't run very, very long, but it was just patching holes while we could find a proper alternative, because
Right.
Shane was,
Irreplaceable, practically.
yeah, you couldn't, so hectic. He's the one in the Bleed in the Summer music video.
That's my favorite.
That was our first.
The second drummer is the one in the Bleed the Sun video.
No, that is Shane. He's
Oh,
our
that is
first drummer.
actually Shane. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Bleeding the Sun. That song is amazing. It reminds me of Soundgarden.
Oh wow, thank you so much.
Absolutely. We'll get to that later in regard to what you guys' influences are. But the sound is amazing because you have so many elements of the rock genre that are interjected into your music and your sound, all the way to from pop to almost a death metal sound at times. But I guess the way that it flows for you guys, how do you navigate those elements of rock in you guys' music? Because I know you write the songs, right?
Well, I write the lyrics, and obviously the melody and stuff, and we work together to kind of perfect the project. But we are firm believers of each of us are, well, 25% in the big picture, 100% on your instrument. So we give each other freedom there. So, so there isn't, there are obviously like, we will talk about how to make each other comfortable in a song or so, but it's very important to express yourself properly and honestly. And whatever happens, happens. That is how a band works, I've learned now. With ours, obviously everyone has different writing methods, but with us, it's put us in a room and see what happens. And it works for us. You know? Yeah, can't explain. Magic, always.
Got you.
So that feeling is generated, but so it derives from each member, like talks and hard rock and pop is kind of his specialties. So when it comes to progressions and harmonizing chords and things like that, he understands that quite well in those styles. With our bassist, you can call him Ant-Man. He is hard blues rock, and more like a classic thrash influence. Yeah, so hard hitting. And thick grooves. So and that's his influence. He brings in a lot of that blues and
soul
and steady heartbeat. You know, the heartbeat can't be creative otherwise. Yeah,
I hear that. I hear all of it.
Yeah, he's a good backbone, great backbone. And yeah, sometimes we write a song starting with a bass line, sometimes with a riff. So it varies. It depends on the person that day. If you feel like you want to show something on that day, show it. If we like it, we'll take it. If we don't, moving on. And yeah. And then at the moment we have Wesley Swart, which is our drummer, and his influences are a lot in the punk, rock, and new metal. So that's also where the rhythms come in, smashing with the if you look at Unholy Road by Betty's Nuclear, that style, hard hitting, deep. But yeah, also very busy. High energy drums is our thing. So like, if you watch us live, you will very much enjoy that. And
absolutely.
myself, I've been singing now for about 9 years, I guess. Like properly, like working on my craft. Now I'm the youngest, but I'm here. We ended up here. My point was there. I'm the youngest, but my influences are most classic. So like, my influences are the Iron Maiden, the Pantera, the Mustard, the Power. You know, back in the day when people went to push themselves to discover things. Now everyone is soft spoken.
I get it.
So it's like, shut up and play. But
play from your
my
heart.
influences are 100% from the heart. Anything else is waste of everybody's time. And yeah, so mine with the operatic vocals, as well as the growls, I've been delving into a bit more recently. More for the live performance aspect. There's no cooler feeling than your whole band smashing at the same time, and it's just
and it's a synchronized smash, and no one really understands from the audience perspective how you guys are grooving together.
That's what's worth it, and us delving into that feeling is what pushes us into that death metal phase and to the harder stuff, because we're a hard rock band, but like it's also not, that's just for everybody else's sake to make it easy, but we take advantage of the moments when writing. So if you feel like, I'm not allowed to swear on this podcast.
I believe I believe it.
So,
It's okay. It's okay. You can express yourself.
yes, cool.
Yes.
Thanks, Viv. Nice. We got approval from upstairs. Okay. I forgot my point now. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, we take advantage of those feelings. So if you're in a room and we're all playing music together, and we feel like the world needs to fucking burn right now, then you fucking make
You're
it
gonna burn it down. That's what
burn
you're
it down.
supposed to do.
You sit with the consequences after, but that is your art. That is what you wrote. That is what you mean. So don't fall into the feeble-minded, insecure vibe that a lot of bands do fall in, which is sad, because it's a big loss. You know, because you're
Takes away
expressing
from the
yourself. You're
creativity.
not, that honesty is what makes it pop. You know?
Yeah. So let's see. The name Betty's Nuclear. Obviously, we go nuclear when we get excited and we're coming straight from the heart and playing with all of our might and soul. But Betty's, is that the women? Because I know that part of the world you call chicks Betty's, or
it wasn't necessarily so. So we were, when we met up after COVID, and we were sitting at Shane's house deciding, okay, what is this going to be? What is it? And my previous band, Code 106, which is kind of indie grunge and metal, where Antonio was with me, we released an EP as COVID happened that was very, very aggressive, very political, and very, very involved in the world. And which is great. Like there's purpose, there's a reason for doing it.
right.
But the cost, the toll that has on a person, it really, actually, it was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. So when we were deciding what to do, my first thought was like, whatever it is, I want nothing to do with this plan.
Right.
Whatever it is, I want it to be feeling. I want it to make sense to a person.
Right.
Like, I don't want to say something and then you have to ask 10 communities what the hell I mean. You know what I mean, because you're a person.
Yeah.
Yes. So if it feels good to me, it's got to feel good to a decent amount of other people, at least, unless I'm mad, which I'm not there yet. So I think it's real good. But so we were sitting and we were like just creating the image, and I'm like, I definitely wanted to be out there,
right,
away from the planet as well. So meaning out of space is kind of the what that became.
World. Yeah,
out of the world, out of this world, and explosive. So what we try to do was like, if you're gonna, as a band image, push 4 guys traveling through space, it's stupid. It doesn't work really well. It's like, and unless you have Marvel budget, but we do not have. So my idea was to create an avatar, and we kind of came up with the Betty idea. We wanted a sexy, hardcore female figure that just went throughout the universe, discovering planets, discovering things, finding kick-ass stuff and kicking ass and just fucking doing it. Think about a comic book kind of style was the initial plan, was like retro space.
I can see that.
Big jugs, big power.
That's right.
So
this big everything, just larger than life.
Yes, and completely detached from the world, in the sense that no one can listen to our music and be like, I don't actually like what he says there. He actually really fucking offended me. And I was like, no. You have these feelings too, you just don't know how to express them.
Exactly. So you feel like that deep down inside, and we're going to bring it out of you. especially with you guys' live performances. I did have a chance to look at videos
That's
on
where our power
YouTube,
is.
and that's what I was about to say, because those performances are, they resonated with me just sitting in front of my computer. Like, man, I wish I was there to be able to,
Yes,
rock out with
on a
you.
human unity level, it's not like you don't feel, there isn't like a specific culture based around it kind of thing. And I'm glad that from all the way from here, you can connect to my music or our music
Listen,
and enjoy it and want to be there. Our live is where we thrive. It rhymes as well, so it must be true.
that's a tagline. Live is where we thrive. You
Live
better
is where
hold
we
on to
thrive.
that.
I'm gonna. Live is where.
See, me personally, one of my favorite, like growing up, I liked the Seattle grunge.
Oof.
Was the Stone Temple Pilots? Obviously Nirvana,
Yeah.
Soundgarden, and of course from Nirvana, Foo Fighters was birthed with Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
So I love the thrashing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And like my tastes run across many genres of music, but I do arrive very frequently in rock because a lot of times the other genres won't suffice how I feel at that time. So when you talk about feeling and heart and soul, um, soul music or even R&B, there are
Mm.
places that those elements reside, but to get an unadulterated uh,
Mm.
feel, rocking out, hearing loud sounds, you can scream if you want to. That is where uh, rock plays a big part in my heart. So when I heard you guys, I was like, oh my goodness, this is the type of stuff that's coming out of South Africa with Betty's Nuclear,
Yeah.
right?
Whoa.
So
That's
when did you go ahead? I'm sorry.
no. Speak.
I was going to say, when was your first album conceptualized after you formed the group and formed the name?
Mm-hmm. So 2020 we formed. In 2020, I'm sure it was 2020. Let's check. But I stand on the correction. 2020 it must have been 2021. We
Mm-hmm.
released "Bleed in the Summer" as a single, and then the end of that year, or beginning of 22, we released an EP called "Rise, Betty, Rise."
Okay.
It's supposed to be, that was our entry, but after obviously getting the response back, and we didn't record it as we wanted to, so we stumbled a bit there because we were just trying to juggle everything. It's like be present, organize tours. Okay, now there's merch, now there's social media, now there's all this thing. Okay, talk to the publishers. Okay, are we
Right.
live? And it's like, okay, and it's hardcore. And through that, even just thinking about that, my brain just reset. What was the question?
Right.
Stress just thinking about it.
Right. So you're saying that a lot of the things that it takes to be a group and make music kind of bogged you down. You just want to make music. You just want to rock out.
Yeah, but obviously, like there's the reality of it. So we've all had to adopt an aggressive business attitude as well to ensure that everything works out properly. So that's also a big plus for us. We are all on the same page. We're all clear-minded. It wasn't always like that. So through the years and drummers back and forth, and we've been delayed quite a bit. So like
Right.
from external forces, by external forces. So it was tricky, but Bleeding the Summer was born. We were happy with that. The song was awesome. The video was cool. Good start. And then we tried to do the EP, and we did it, and it was up for a year, or it was up until this year. I removed it when we released Unholy Roller,
Okay.
because the quality jumping is like It's crazy. So, and then it was just about setting that new standard and being like, cool, no more. And I couldn't even listen to it because it bothered me so much. And obviously, you're pedantic about your work. You have to be, otherwise no one else is going to make it great for you. So,
right. No one's going to advocate for your work but you and your group.
Yeah.
Real quick, I wanted to interject real quick. You know, having a great time with you. We want to go ahead and jump into my favorite song so far by you guys. We want to let our listeners get a taste of Betty's Nuklear. We're going to go ahead and bring in the song Bleeding the Summer. Do you want to say anything to preface this video or the song itself to give people an opportunity to understand it the way that you would like for them to?
Okay, so Bleeding the Summer was a story of our Betty landing on a dead planet that has been ruined by whoever inhabited it.
Ruined it. Got you.
So, yeah, you'll hear the chorus, you're bleeding the summer dry and I won't forgive you. So it's I guess you could summarize it to keep your planet alive, but it's not so eco.
That's right.
It's more just a hard rock song about our Betty landing, basically. We wanted to introduce our Betty with this song. And in the music video, at the end, I take her hand and bring her with us.
Like, so I'm going to save you. Yeah.
And from there on, Betty was alive.
Cool.
So,
check this out.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick. Check this out, y'all. This is Bleeding the Summer by Betty's Nuklear.
You're bleeding the summer dry. bleeding the summer dry.
Yo,
More.
yo, the concept for this video was amazing. You guys
We
look
all
fresh. You
got heat
guys look,
stroke.
what?
It was like 45 degrees, and we were in an empty, a dried out dam in the Karoo. So like in the desert, like in the farmlands.
Only 45 degrees?
Celsius, by the way.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I forgot
No,
you guys' measurements. So yeah, that was actually hot.
Proper. Our guitarist
Right.
looked like a tomato at the end of that day.
Wow. Listen. Whose idea was it to have your Betty coming to, whose idea was this?
It was a joint concept actually, because we were the idea was cool. Betty needs to land. She needs to land. She just needs to arrive. How would she arrive? And then we kind of discussed that, and then we were like, cool. We came to collect Betty, basically. Sorry, from that dying planet is actually I just remembered. So the point is like Betty's found her and took her away.
Right.
So yeah, she was like the last one left.
I got you. I got you. And you had to salvage that.
Salvage the little bit of beauty that was left in the wasteland.
Right. Man, the grooves, the bass guitar was amazing. Like your voice is amazing. Who are your vocal influences when it comes to how you sing?
In Betty's Nuclear, I do shift a lot. So there's definite, I could say, with the softer stuff, a more Deftonesy influence. I'm a big fan of that atmospheric vocals, as well as, and that same influence stems back to someone like Jim Morrison, The Doors.
Yes.
So like to create like a psychedelic atmosphere with your storytelling, it's a big thing for me. So they're one. And when it comes to psychedelic hard vocals, I can definitely say Tool is a big concept holder of that. Like I look up to them quite a lot in the sense that they can go really hard, but it's just so beautiful, you know. There's always a sweet spot. Yeah, there's always a sweet spot. So that I'm a big Iron Maiden fan. So and Phil and Sama Pantera, the vocalists that push themselves, literally, that is my that is how I've learned as well. When I started singing, I started with Metallica, Black
Of
Album,
course.
and then all, and like singing them and trying to replicate that, like, give me
Yeah,
fuel, give me fire, give me that.
James
That
Hetfield
wasn't-
is like,
he's my man. Oh, so like,
yeah,
and I was fixated on him for like a good while, and
I'm
more
sure.
just because like them as a whole was amazing. Like just their journeys that they took you on musically, like they have albums that people don't just listen to, but they are so worth it.
Yeah. Like Everywhere I Roam, I could hear y'all
That was
doing it.
literally, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah,
because
doing
I
a
got
not a cover necessarily, but something I can hear just melodically the way that y'all play that da 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 da, and just the
That
way
is
that it would rock out.
great.
That is amazing. That song is totally amazing, and I can hear Betty's Nuclear in the likeness.
Yeah, of that intensity. That is actually, you made that so much clearer for me now. It actually is very similar to that kind of style, especially Bleeding the Summer, because there's that raw roots rock, hard rock blues kind of drive to it.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so that is a big one. Bruce Dickinson, definitely. Iron Maiden is a good one for me, reaching out, and every time I discover an extra range or discover something new about my voice, I haven't yet stagnated in that way. So
Good,
I'm very
good.
grateful for that style, yeah, because I keep discovering new things, and that's really fun. That is what also just helps me drive that passion, because it's like better. But like when I think that I'm like, that is me, I'm done. And then we write something weird, but it needs something a little bit weird, and then
You level up.
you push hard, yeah. And when it comes to experimental vocals, which I'm a big fan of, so like growls, but explosive growls, like just rhythmic stuff.
Yeah.
With Unholy, that's kind of more straight, but things like Korn and all the whole new metal scene, that is like, that's my heart. So like Linkin Park, Chester is like, also Chris Cornell, big.
Chester
Those guys,
Pennington, golly.
it's amazing, So that is, those are my main ones. So when it comes to the experimental side, the new metal, for sure. When it comes to nailing it, then it's classic all the way, because
Absolutely, because you know it works.
Discipline, people have become lazy, vocalists have become boring, and it is bullshit.
Talk about
Practice.
it, Chad.
Practice. Your
Let's
voice can do so much more than you freaking think.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. How often do you practice? How often do you practice vocally, and then how often do you, as a group, practice to perfect this craft?
So for me, like I said, I've been singing, I would say professionally, semi-professionally, for about 9 years. So I just getting paid for it. I'm 25 now, 2026 in October.
You have so much maturity in your voice, by the way. Wow.
It's
to be 25 years old. Wow.
Yeah, I have gotten this far, so I continue. I plan to.
That's right.
The question again, sorry.
I'm so excited. I'm just totally enamored by the idea of people creating. I love the idea of creation on different levels. My question was, how often do you practice as a vocalist, and then how often does your group practice as a unit?
Okay, I'm back. So I've been doing 9 years. I've been doing 3-hour shows, and so I would practice about, in the early years, like 3 times a week. But hard practice, so I would perform a set. So I would do my 3 hours, warm up, do my 3 hours, strengthen, ensure I could do that. Apart from like technical training, so with the piano and running scales and just singing with anything I play. So if I'm playing guitar, I'll sing with my guitar. If I'm playing piano, I'll sing with piano. But yeah, I practiced mainly through my performances, because at a stage I was performing a lot, and I would do two or 3 hour shows a week as well. So I would do all 3 in the week. I would practice 3 times, and then in the weekend I'd have 2 shows, or 3 shows sometimes. That was pretty crazy. And in the earlier years, before I even sang actually for money, I used to host karaoke's.
Oh.
So I went straight out of school into that, because that's actually how I started singing. I used to tell my parents that I'm going for a jog, and then I end up at a bar, started singing Metallica. That's my origin story.
Look at you,
but, yeah,
playing hooky to go rock it out.
Yeah. I was like, what 4-year-old is gonna go jogging at 8:00 at night?
Right. You'll do what you got to do to fuel your passion, right? It's time to get into another song, SFI. Ooh. You want to tell us about that before we play it?
Yes. So, obviously, everyone goes through shit in life. This was a song we wrote after emerging from a pretty dark space. Not dark space, but a tough space. So this SFI stands for Safe From It. So it was finally breaking away from the things that killed you and making conscious decisions to live. Yeah.
Thank
SFI.
you.
We shot it in a bar and invited a whole bunch of people in our hometown to come and get destroyed with us. And we threw one big ass party, and yeah, it was amazing. And we shot the video.
All right.
So enjoy.
No problem. Yeah. This is SFI by Betty's Nuklear.
Sick of sounds and beats of
Yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, it transcends. I'm telling you. Um,
There's a
what is the
chapter.
chorus? What's the hook? Can you tell me
And
what the hook
what's
is?
left? And what's left of this whole? I'll let it go. I'll let it show. Rip the space up in two and lead me straight through. Lead me to you.
Man, that's deep. That's really deep.
Yeah.
That's a healing. I think I had just mentioned to Troy that this song is a healing song. It's a I'm gonna let it go and I'm gonna start anew. That's what I get from that track.
That's 100% what it is.
Because you're safe from it. That's amazing. So you write in the same vein all the time? I mean, a lot of people may not conceive it this way, but if they don't understand the music, they wouldn't. But that was an inspirational track. Do you always write in that vein, or do sometimes you just write about?
So also, the kind of person I ended up becoming, like, it has changed. So it's also initially was very out of frustration and I just had a thing to say. With SFI and this new process of Feeling Now, with us recording our new album now, titled Nuclear Winter, when it does get released, I've definitely tapped into a more vulnerable vein that is relatable, and it's things I've always felt, but it wasn't necessarily things I've always been able to express, especially being in the genre I am in. I have that natural aggression that isn't necessarily rage, but it would just project itself.
I'm glad you understand that. Golly gee, some people don't get that. They think it's automatically angry, but it's like, no, I'm just expressive. Let me have it.
It's so much, and I've definitely there are a few other songs that are going to be on this album that will crack your heart open. So we're experimenting with that a bit more, and it's good. It's healthy. It feels good, and I feel like the messages are way more important because they are relatable. We all get pissed off and frustrated about things every day and talk about it and just get more pissed off. We can all do that, but healing is good too.
Exactly. Where's the healing? Got you. So, like, do you sit down with the band and write, or do you conceptualize ideas and then bring them to the band so they can play as you give them the new lyric?
So what tends to happen is we just jump in, create a concept, create like a pool of emotion. So a cauldron of everyone's thoughts of that time captured, you captured that expression, whatever is released. So we chuck it into a pot. I improvise and I scat just until I find melodies. So I use my voice as an instrument, and I just find and I sing things and I make words up, and it sometimes takes time. And with us going through a bit of a difficult phase with our earlier nonsense and just things changing from under us all the time, that process was difficult for me. The band was excellent, wrote, music was there, but I struggled to express that. I struggled to find that vein. But as I dealt with things in the real world, it just came to life. So then it was also me realizing that and me starting to chase that rather instead of anything else. So, and it's been good. The rage is still there.
Obviously, because I mean, unless we had this candid conversation, I would not be able to see any breaks in the consistency with the band through the things that I see and the great music that you're putting out. And I'm just grateful that you guys are able to come together and do it for us out here, the listeners, because we need the healing. The way that the world is and how dealing with loss, dealing with happiness, dealing with decisions you have to make. You coming into your own as a 25-year-old, you're coming into 30. So I know that you're going to have a whole nother set of thoughts to process and create from. When do
That
you,
is interesting.
what's interesting?
Is damn. Sorry, I'm quite aggressive ADHD. My brain jumps off its wagon every now and then.
Listen, I get it.
The healing. Oh, damn it!
Yeah.
Never mind. Carry on with the question. I'll get it.
It's no problem. We'll come back around to it. Another question that I wanted to ask you. Are you specific to your region, or have you gone to other places in Africa, or have you played anywhere outside of the continent?
Not yet. That is our mission. That is our next phase. As a third world band, it is trickier to get everything sorted, scoop it up, and then go and convert your stuff into dollars or pounds or whatever, and then go and struggle there. But it is definitely on the agenda because South Africa's market is a bit different. It's not rock. It's more smothered with commercial global hits, and then Amapiano, and then the jives now, then so that kind of vibe, which is cool, but that's just where the majority lies. So as a rock band, there is a scene, and there are people who care, because people who care about rock care with everything, every part of their being. But the platforms are not here for us. So that is why we host our own events. We work on releasing and work on contacting people like you and linking up with awesome people like you, Blas, and to inject ourselves into those
places and spaces, right? So you would conceive that, like, I guess New Zealand and Australia are places that you might go first, because those are our closer places, because you guys are right at the bottom of the continent. But man, because I know some sounds from Auckland. Not to say, no one wants to sound like anyone else, but of course that's how we generalize music, based on how it sounds. But the genre that you guys capture so well, there's sounds and scenes in Auckland that I think would resonate with you guys. Let's just pray that you guys get exactly where you need to be and go where you need to go to be able to spread this word.
That is
this good word of rock and roll music.
Spread the gospel.
Listen, and I will say it like this: the dictionary word of gospel doesn't necessarily, the dictionary meaning of gospel doesn't necessarily say religious. Gospel is just truth. And so this is you guys' truth. Real quick, I want to go ahead and skip to Red Sky. You want to talk to us about Red Sky?
Could we? Are we still going to get a chance to do Unholy Roller?
Yeah. We'll do that at the end. Would you like to go ahead and do Unholy Roller now, or would you like? Because our next up was Red Sky.
That's cool. Red Sky's cool.
No problem. Because Holy Roller, that's your most recent. Your most recent offering.
Sorry. The journey is so Bleeding being our first release, SFI being our branch into the new style that is Unholy Roller. I feel that Red Sky might be a bit regressive now, audibly.
Okay. So you want, know what? That is just fine. Let's see if we can go ahead and get with Unholy Roller real quick, because we definitely don't want the listeners to regress into a place that's not necessarily the direction you guys are going.
No, audibly, like the song. I love the song. It's just like visually and quality wise, there's a nice climb with Bleeding, SFI, Unholy. It would just be a nice full story, I feel.
Okay.
Because Red Sky was before SFI, part of the EP that I removed.
Got you.
So
I can see it. I can dig it. I can dig how you want to go in the chronological sense and show your growth throughout the. Yeah, I got you, man.
Is it fine to do that? Maybe cut that. Doable?
Let's see. Hold just a second. I'm thinking that we're programmed right now to go with Red Sky, and then we'll go and find Holy Roller. So let's go. Let's go with Red Sky.
Joy, one of my favorite songs. I hope you enjoy the vision.
You come on back. I bet I'll make you sing. I bet I'll make you cry. At the end of the day, babe, the light stops and it's dark. No need to hold back. There's only one way out.
Listen, I'm gonna say something real quick. So,
Yeah.
like, as we're traveling with you guys through the visual, you know, it looks like raindrops are falling. But then as you get into the solar aspect, not the solar, the spatial aspect, when you're showing the planet and whatnot, it looks like, you know, how Star Wars used to do the light years, lights and stars passing by you. It turned from that into that. I'm like, wow. Yo.
So I did the same thing because like I sat there and we didn't have budget for music videos and things, but I had
Well done.
technology and a few skills. So I made that. And yeah, I just went with the music as best I could. That is my favorite one though. There are a few more on our page as well, visualizers. But yeah, that is my favorite one.
Real
Good
quick.
track though.
Well,
One of our favorite songs.
great segue, Chad. Great segue. So tell us where we can find you. What is your and of course we're gonna put your links and such in the comments or in a place where people can reach out and experience Betty's Nuklear. But you let us know where we can get in touch with you guys, social media wise, places to see the music, websites.
Awesome. Okay, so world, check out Betty's Nuklear. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Betty's Nuklear. That's BETTY_SNUKLEAR. That is who we are. And YouTube music videos also available on Spotify, Deezer, all the platforms that you can stream on. Even if you want to put it on an Instagram status, it's there for you.
That's right.
No.
I think a lot of times people don't realize whenever they actually put an artist's song to accompany their content, such as reels and things like that, it really gives y'all looks and it gives people the opportunity to hear your music in a way that they unordinarily would. So yes, go check them out on all the places and spaces that he mentioned. I'm excited. I'm really excited to hear Unholy Roller. Honestly, I want to know. This is you guys' latest offering. Tell us where you at mentally and aesthetically with Unholy Roller as you as we get to the point to play it. Tell us more about this track.
Okay, so Unholy Roller is a track about indulging in yourself in all the aspects, the light and the dark. Temptation is a big thing. The visuals, we just wanted to kind of push that forward. The dark side. It's about I'm gonna redo this quickly. Unholy Roller, our latest single, is about being in touch with yourself, the lights and the dark, discovering yourself, the light and the dark. Obviously, we focused more on the dark because I feel like people are.
That's a human experience.
Scared.
That's the human experience initially.
And people are ashamed of it. So it's like, why? But you're not ashamed about the positives and the light. Why are you ashamed about that? So kind of freedom, stop being your own enemy, dissolve your inner fences, and delve into yourself. If it's good or bad, experience it, because it's the only reason you're here on this rock with all of us.
Heard.
What else are you doing with your time? So Unholy Roller was a hard punch at that, and obviously, like at first glance, it's dark and evil, and the chorus is God, 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 and it seems like sacrilegious, but it's really not. It's all about the inner battles and about God in the sense of yourself, because it's always a circle. God's been taken away. I know this. Unholy Roller. Take a second today to know I'm not getting older. Those kinds of lyrics play over, and it's pretty much like, yeah, I know this is hardcore, but it's okay.
That's right. Yep. This is just yet another aesthetic of life that keeps y'all real as a band. You know what I'm saying? It would be cookie cutter for band to just really just be this particular way all the time. You know what I'm saying? You have to give an understanding to where the brightness comes from. All
Yeah.
right, this is Unholy Roller by Betty's Nuclear.
Devil's creation in mind, expose this. Devotion feels too kind, taking me far away from what we know today. And I said, I'm taking all the fun for myself. The soul's just laid to rest. Every step in the chest, you'll be howling out my name. God's been taken away. I know this unholy roller. Take a second today to know I'm not getting colder. Evil as my mind in this place, the whole line. Torture of your face, body fair retrograde. To bleed and all the name over me and all in me. This motion needs to mend. Nothing left to offend, and you're howling out my name. God's been taken away. I know this unholy roller. Take a second today. I know I'm not getting colder. God is my second name. I know this unholy roller. Every second to say. I know I'm not getting older. So God's been taken away. So God's been taken away. Take a second today. God is my second name. I know this unholy roller. Every second to say, I know I'm not getting older.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I mean, the visual really brings it full circle to what you stated. Like, we all come from a, dark place from time to time, but even at the end, she stood on her feet. You know what I'm saying? Because you still arrived back at the positive. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
Empowered by the experience. Yeah.
Yes, that was an amazing visual. Kudos to you guys for that great visual. Before we step out, Chad, I want to thank you for being brave, you and your crew, to do what you do and bring the music that you bring forth to the world. Anybody that you want to shout out to contribute to that success?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. We have acquired quite a crew in the past few years and our journey, but some great friends, awesome teammates. I would like to give a shout out to Pigeonhole Records, which is our media assistance that has been helping push all of our marketing stuff, our social media. Natasha Jebbins and Anna Fothergill. Yeah, they are two marketing strengths that have allowed us to take a step back from the technical stuff, even though we're still very much involved.
But you want to get as close to being an artist.
Yeah, so they definitely gave us that bit of freedom, as well as Elise Weber. Elise Weber is our friend who shot and directed that video. Well, her and I worked together to create it, but she was the videographer. She's from Netherlands, a friend of ours that we met at a New Year's festival that the band played at, and we connected, and she creates amazing content for us and with us, and thank you, because if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have been able to reach those the visuals that we were aiming for. Gotcha. Definitely. And to the bandmates, Antoine, Wesley, and Dean, and all the families that have fed them up until now, so that we may growing up as children, people keeping them alive, so that we may experience this. Otherwise, yeah, thank you, Walt, for listening, and thank you, Blast, for having me.
Man, it's been our pleasure. Definitely going to catch you on the flip side. Thank you so much, Chad, for your time today. The frontman for Betty's Nuklear. Definitely subscribe to Blast Music 24/7 so you can hear more from Betty's Nuklear and other great acts. This has been Blaster. I'm Sharita. Have a good day.
Cheerio.